Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
Back here with another review for you guys. This is finally our sit-down review for a movie we watched about a month and a half ago at this point.
Yeah, you know, I could have gone without doing this. But...
Yeah, you know, we were tired at the end of it because we had watched a couple of movies, and now we were trying to get together, yourself, myself, and producer Dave.
Yes.
That just doesn't seem like it's going to happen, so we figured we'd go ahead and do the review. We're going to be talking about Hellraiser Judgement.
I honestly think we're sparing Dave.
Yes, I think honestly so, and he doesn't prefer to be on camera anyway, so we'll go ahead and talk about this one, which was the newest entry into the Hellraiser franchise, although it is the second entry to not involve Doug Bradley. Yes, that pretty much sums it up. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do this review like we normally do. We'll talk about our overall thoughts, and we'll talk about the story, the acting, the effects, all of that stuff in good turn. And my overall thoughts were, here's the thing about this movie, guys. It's a bad movie. It's a very bad movie.
That is really giving it a lot. It's a fucking terrible movie.
It's a bad movie,
it is
but
horrible.
There were a couple of ideas that I was genuinely into. They did a couple of things that no Hellraiser movie, like this whole Hellraiser franchise deals with demons.
Right.
And the Cenobites and the gateway to hell.
Right.
With nary a mention of the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie finally addresses that.
Right.
So that in itself made it interesting to me. However, it did not save the movie by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
So, Susie, your overall thoughts?
Oh, there was only one part of the movie, and it was in the very beginning, that I thought really, you know, it kind of really gave me false hope. And I'll tell you why. So, in the beginning of the movie, you're kind of introduced, you see this guy, he gets, you know, he looks almost homeless, he's very gritty, he doesn't take care of himself, and all of a sudden he gets this address of a place to go. So
it's the Ludovico Street address, which is the address of the original home that Pinhead and the Cenobites come through in the original Hellraiser movie.
Right. So yes, and it's the same house, and everything looks, you know, very desolate and disheveled, and you know, the guy shows up to the house and he goes inside, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he wakes up and he's in a chair and he's just like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, this, he's...
The auditor.
The auditor, yes. He comes in, he sits down, he's very particular about everything.
As a quick point of order, the auditor was actually the first attempt at the Pinhead redesign when they were conceiving this movie.
Oh.
He was supposed to be the new Pinhead, and then they're like, no, we have to actually put Pinhead
Yeah,
in this.
what the fuck? Yeah, okay, already that just pissed me off.
So,
okay.
Anyway, sorry.
So anyway, so it's great, you know, he's going about his business, this guy's like, what's going on, and blah, 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 and he's just bringing out his typewriter and, you know, all of his papers, and he's just asking questions, and this is the part that I thought gave me too much hope for this movie.
Yeah, it was a cool setup.
Yeah, but the guy is just like, where am I? Is this hell? And the auditor is just like, same place, different zip code. I think that he said. And I was like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
Is it zip code, area code, one of them?
Zip code. He's like, same place, different zip code.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, I was like, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then
it never lived up to that.
No, not even close.
So there's this weird court now that's been set up by the Cenobites inside the Ludovico Street address, and so sinners roll through, and then now let me read the actual. Because here's the thing, I would be hard pressed to explain this story, and if I had you do it, you would spoil things because that's how you explain things.
Well, it's because in the beginning they're trying to get people who are afraid. They're saying like nobody is afraid of anything anymore, and like the box it just wasn't doing it, so they needed a new way to get people in. So that was their way of getting people, is to actually like kind of lure them in, like, here's this address, come here, you know. And I don't even remember what the paper said, but
right, just a little flyer.
Yeah, a little flyer, like, hey, come to this house.
So the actual now the movie was directed by Gary J. Tunnicliffe and written by him as well, just so you guys know. But the blurb here on the IMDb says, Detectives Sean and David Carter are on the case to find a gruesome serial killer terrorizing the city. Joining forces with Detective Christine Edgerton, they dig deeper into a spiraling maze of horror that may not be of this world. Does that sound familiar to you? Does that explain the movie?
I guess.
Okay, because I only asked because, again, I cannot remember how it played out.
Oh, well, I mean, yes, it does. Yes, that's like the basis of it. But even
like,
then,
I might have blocked it out after watching it.
Yeah, it's just, yes, that's it. Like, something crazy is going on. And so all of a sudden this new woman comes in, but then there's actually, they find out later on that there's this ulterior motive as to why she really is there, why she was brought in onto that case. And
I'm not checking my phone. I have notes on Hellraiser, guys, so I'm gonna refer to these sometimes. Okay, that's what I'm gonna have to do in order to say anything about this, because I was watching it going like actively thinking to myself, I'm not gonna remember anything about this movie.
It's true.
I need
He was
to
on
make
his phone
notes.
a lot.
Yeah, because I need to make notes because I watch a lot of stuff.
It was bad, man, but it was bad.
It was rough. It was rough.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
like
didn't mean to interrupt though. Go ahead.
No. It's true. It's just paying attention. You're just kind of like, why, what, you know? But surprisingly, I do remember it. But yeah, so there's the two detectives. They're actually brothers, and they're trying to investigate this crime that is happening. And what it's going off of are the 7 deadly sins. Mm-hmm. So they. By
the way, just to confirm what you said earlier, the line was the guy says, "Jesus Christ," and he says, "Oh no, same city, completely different zip code."
That's what it was. Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. I was wrong. Okay, but that's even better. That's what it was. Yeah.
And I really liked the auditor. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, no, I did.
The German sort of auditor, like.
I did like
him.
Oh no,
same city. Completely different zip code.
Yeah, zip code. Okay.
Yeah, you got it right. You got zip code right.
Kind of.
Yep.
But
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. No, that's good reason. Good reason.
Yeah.
It was a good part of the movie. My favorite part of the whole movie. But so they're trying to investigate this crime that keeps happening. This person keeps killing people based on the 7 deadly sins. So, and they're actually sins that these people are committing. Mm-hmm. So they're killed in gruesome ways, and then the somewhere in blood.
Lust, sloth.
Yeah, and then
envy.
thou should, it's some looks like biblical writing, and to lead to that it's one of the 7 deadly sins. Mm-hmm. So then basically, it's so weird because when you think about it, how it ends, like now that I'm really thinking about it, like how this guy. All of a sudden, the detective, he finds this address to the house, and he goes as if, like, he is going to find something. But, again, like, how it plays out, it's kind of like, well, why did that even happen? Like, why did it happen like that? Like, why was he investigating when he went to the house? So
because he obviously did something that he had to do something over the course of the film that would have justified him finding the address and being judged as a sinner.
Because he went to the guy's house. Remember, and that's where he found it. That's where he found the address.
Right.
So that's where he went. He went to go find.
It didn't make a lot of sense.
No, yeah, it did. It really just.
Right.
Kind of how, again, like they're saying, oh, this guy could have done it, and then he goes to investigate this guy's house, without spoiling anything. When you watch it, it's kind of like, well, that doesn't really make sense.
Right.
Right. So then he goes to the house to investigate, and the same thing happens to him. He wakes up. He's in the chair. The auditor comes. And, basically they have to talk about what they did, what their sins were, and they had to be completely 100% honest. And the auditor is just going, typing away, and asking, like, how did that make you feel? Mm-hmm. And you can't lie about it. You have to be completely honest about it, about whatever sin it was that you committed. And then it goes to, when he's done with the paperwork, then this person, what did they call him? The fat...
I might have written it down actually. The assessor?
The assessor, that's it. Mm-hmm. So the assessor comes in.
Oh yeah, and he just eats a piece of paper.
Yeah, he eats the paper, and then when he's done eating it, and he puts children's tears on the paper.
That was really creepy.
Yeah,
that was legitimately unnerving.
Yeah, that just went a little bit too over the top. Now, what happened with the first guy? In the beginning of the film was that, the assessor comes, he eats it, and it's so just gross. And the
knife
assessor,
and fork and
he's like,
children's tears as ketchup
and it's like
shit.
slow-mo with it, like, oh my god.
And close-ups of the mouth, like...
Yeah, and it's spit and everything.
Just horrible.
Anyway, so then afterwards, then the assessor goes and vomits into this, what do they call it, a funnel. and then that gets
It's
funneled.
like the old school bank tubes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
shoots the thing up, you know?
So then these tubes lead to these women that are naked and they don't have faces and they're eating it or they're sticking their hands in it and then they're just like, they say guilty or not guilty.
It was just gross for gross sake.
Yeah, exactly. It was just
No
totally
purpose.
unnecessary.
No
just
purpose.
like, let's do this. This is going to be disgusting.
Because when you
know?
think about it, you gotta think that hell is for punishing sinners. What is the purpose of having these? I mean, I guess maybe they're sinners and they have to eat the vomit in order to process the. It's gross and it just seemed unnecessary. But I guess there is an aspect of hell that might.
Yeah, but they're also
delve
naked
into
too,
that
and
stuff.
these women are, more than well endowed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
so
this was their opportunity to put in boobs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
kind of like, really, man. And I'm not saying that like as a woman, like I'm offended. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just like, come on, like I enjoy a nice rack from time to time. Okay. So, but it's just unnecessary.
The rack has to have a purpose.
Right. It does.
As in real life, so in show business.
Yeah, it's true. I mean.
No, but okay. Now, let's again, we can't spoil it, but they do deal with something in this Hellraiser movie that they haven't dealt with. Again, it's always hell and the demons and the Cenobites, and this one actually delves into the other side of the coin.
Yes, it does.
And the fact that, there cannot exist evil without good.
Mm-hmm.
And there cannot exist good without evil.
True.
And so they toy with that, and the ending really leans on it. And I actually genuinely liked the ending of the movie. Like, I was like, okay, that's something different. I thought it was clumsily handled. I thought the acting was terrible.
Yes.
But I did like the
the
concept behind the ending.
Yeah, no, it was really funny. It's like, aha, that is like a hell.
It's a good idea. But the actor is terrible. He is no Doug Bradley. Okay, guys, let's talk about Pinhead. Because Pinhead does appear, but they literally use the same shot of him leaning back into the chair twice. The same shot they used twice. And then they never, ever gave Pinhead a hero shot in the movie. They never gave him a full body reveal shot where he like steps on, he was just there listening to stuff.
Right.
It was so pointless and he looked terrible.
Yeah, it
terrible.
did not, nowhere near justifiable for a Pinhead movie. it really
No.
It's like,
They should have just kept it, like, just leave Pinhead out of it and just have the auditor and the assessor and all of that. Make it a separate movie dealing with hell in the Hellraiser universe, and just don't have Pinhead at all, because to crowbar him in such a shitty fashion just was horrible.
I actually very much agree with that.
I actually enjoyed the auditor and the assessor.
I would have
Lean
been,
on that.
I would have been more pissed, I would have been pissed at, and how could you not have a Hellraiser movie and not have Pinhead? I would have, I would have taken that over the shit that they just fucking put.
But here's the thing, we wouldn't have known that. Had they never done
I
Pinhead,
know
we
that.
would have been like, how could you do a Hellraiser movie without Pinhead?
Yeah.
But then they would have literally had to be like, okay, but here, in an alternate timeline, this is what we produced, and in this timeline, this is what we produced, and then we watch them both and we'd be like, oh, no, yeah, we much prefer this one.
Right.
Without Pinhead over this one.
So, you wouldn't have known. You're correct. But
So it's a tough thing, like, hindsight is 20/20.
It's true.
But
they should have known that when they were watching it back.
I agree. Like, they should have been like, okay, look, the auditor and the assessor, all of that is good. Pinhead serves no purpose, so let's just cut him out. Let's just cut him out. We'll do something else, and we'll make it a different delve into hell,
Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I just
call it Hellraiser New Blood.
And
so it's new Cenobites, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I really did like the ending.
You did?
I did, because, like I said, because without spoiling anything, that would be an ultimate for a demon.
Sure.
That is the ultimate hell. Sure. That is the ultimate punishment. Right. So that I agree with. But it sucks.
It was just clumsily handled.
It's not justifiable at all.
No.
And it's just really, really unfortunate. Like, they had a gag reel, you guys.
Oh my God, I forgot about that!
They had a gag reel.
There is nothing that's going to illegitimize the scariness of your film more than having a gag reel. Now, it wasn't in the credits, right? Was it in the credits, or was it a special feature I played?
I believe it's a special feature.
Okay, God, because thank God. If it had been in the credits, I would have been like, oh, you just didn't believe in your movie at all then.
No,
the gag reel was terrible, you guys.
Like, wow.
Because
like
I did.
Really,
I bought the Blu-ray, and I was like hopeful.
That really, just the gag reel just kicked it down.
Yeah,
like,
the gag reel
so
did
much more.
kick a dead baby.
Like,
it really did. The baby was dead, and the
to
gag
go
reel
there?
came along, and came along and gave it a little boot. Even the gag reel was lackluster. They weren't even having fun on set.
It was so
They weren't even having fun on set.
So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. The auditor was probably the only one who was like, looked like he was having fun.
Yeah, he was dancing
he
a
was
couple
trying
times.
to have fun with other people, and they're just like, hey.
Like, come on, let's make the best of this garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's it. That was the best.
That's the vibe I got.
Yes, absolutely. It was really unfortunate.
But you know what? I don't know. Maybe we're being too harsh. I doubt it, though.
Stop it.
Why don't you guys let us know in the comments down below if you watched Hellraiser Judgment? I'd like to know your opinion. If you haven't, does this sway you or does this justify you? Let us know that in the comments down below as well.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear y'all's opinions, so please do so. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
And I'm Susie Von Slaughter.
And remember, stay scared.